my Yehovah. Make them like a wheel, and as the stubble for the wind. As the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek the name of Yahuwah. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name is Yahuwah, art the most high over all the earth. And I will say to you that this is my prayer. That same song is my prayer, because I was saying to someone the other day, just yesterday or day before, that the people who run the world, they have all the marbles, and when you win the wars and you have all the marbles, then you're able to write history in the way that you want it written. I was saying this to this person, indicating to them, they've lied to you, they've lied to me. They told you that I'm someone that I'm not. They told me the same lie. Okay? We're not African. That's just where they picked us up from. We're not African. That's just where they picked us up from. And then when they presented us to the world, they said, oh, these are African Americans. They're African Americans. So much so that you'll see people walking around calling themselves black, and they're not. This is black. They'll walk around calling themselves African American, and they're not. That's just where they picked us up from. I've showed you my DNA. I gladly show other people my DNA. I know who I am now. I know what I am now. And before we leave, I got one more thing that I want to show. And this right here. Okay. Now, let's see. Where did I put it? No, that's not it. Where did I put it? That's supposed to be. Did I take it down? I shouldn't have. Well, let me just go get it again. Right here. Okay. I need a copy for me so I can read from it. I'm showing it to you, but I took it down. So it still should have been there. But anyway, this is it here. And what I want to show you is, I don't know if you can actually see that. Let's see. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah. I'm hoping you can actually see this. Let me see if. No, that's not the one. It's not moving for you. I was going to try to make it bigger for you, but let me try to find the one that's no, that's the folder I'm in. It's supposed to be right there, and it's not. That is supposed to be right there, and it's not. Okay, so you can't see this, but I mean, well, you can see it, but you may not be able to read it. But I'm going to read it to you real quick. And this is from a 14th century book talking about the black Jews. Okay? It is only necessary to look at the countenance of the black Jews to be satisfied with their ancestors. To be satisfied that their ancestors must have arrived in India many ages before the white Jews. Their Hindu complexion and their very imperfect resemblance to the either European Jews indicate that they have been detached from that parent stock in Judea. Remember who Judah was? Judah is the founder of the land of Judea, many ages before the Jews in the West, and that there have been intermarriages with families not Israelitish. I had heard of those tribes which had passed the Indus, have assimilated so much to the customs and habits of the countries in which they live, that they may be sometimes seen by a traveler without being recognized as Jews. In the interior towns of Malabar, I was not always able to distinguish the Jew from the Hindu. I hence perceived how easy it may be to mistake the tribes of Jewish descent among the Afghans and other nations in the northern parts of Hindustan. The white Jews look upon the black Jews as an inferior race, and is not of pure East, which plainly demonstrates that they do not spring from a common stock in India. The black Jews communicated with me much interestingly intelligence concerning their brethren of the ancient Israelites in the East. The black Jews have the brethren who are of the ancient Israelites in the East, not the white Jews. The black Jews. See, the white Jews are converts. The black Jews are the ones who have the intelligence concerning their brethren of the ancient Israelites in the East. Traditional indeed in its nature, but in general illustrative of true history, they recounted the names of many small colonies resident in northern India, in Tartary, and China, and gave me a written list of 65 places. I conversed with those who have lately visited many of these stations and were about to return again. The Jews have a never ceasing communication with each other in the East. So they know who each other is. They've always known who each other is. We still know who we are today. And for those who don't, many of them are even waking up to it. There is an agenda to exterminate the so-called black man all around the world. The curses in which we see fit no other people on this planet but us. The curses which we're supposed to be living under in Deuteronomy 28, you don't see that happening to any other people on the planet except us. It's not happening to the so-called white Jew. It's not happening to any other people on the planet except us. It's not hard to tell who the people of the Most High God is. He said these curses are going to befall you, and they're going to follow you everywhere you go until I return again. And when I return again, then I'll lift those curses off you and I'll put you back in the station you're supposed to be in. So if the people who are over in Israel are the people of the book, then why are not the curses on them? Why are they not suffering and being shot dead in the streets like the rest of us out here, if they're supposed to be Israel? So, but because I know these things, this is the reason why I protect my mother, because she's vulnerable right now. The medical industry and the spirit behind it would have killed her long ago had I not been there advocating for her. Had I not been there, my mother, we're now in August. September, where are we in? September. This happened to Mama in March. Mama would have been dead. As a matter of fact, they tried to have Mama dead before May. They wanted her dead long before that because they had her set up for chemotherapy and radiation, which would have automatically killed her. You're 80 years old, you can't go through that. So they kept her heavily sedated so that she wouldn't eat and she wouldn't drink. They tried to knock her off in May. And I stole her from them and brought her up here. And I have her in up here. And so they're doing what they're doing, even in their little underhanded ways. And I have to, they have to come to me before they do anything because I have the final say-so in her health care. So they have to come to me, and I exercise my right, and they can't take their right away from me, so they have to come to me. And when they come to me, they run up against the wall, and they're like, whoa, he's not as easy as we thought he would be. So this is why I continually tell you guys, advocate for your seniors. I'm going to continue to advocate for my mama. I'm going to always advocate for my mama. So, Father, teach us to pray. And family, let me bring this down a little bit. we need to make sure that we stay in this word daily. Stay in this word. Keep your head down. Keep your hands up. Always pray for the Father to teach us to pray, and we need to pray for His kingdom to come. Because until His kingdom comes, we're going to be in this condition. So I'm going to be putting up some other videos. I'll be making them and uploading them. We're going to be going over to, that's one other thing I wanted to show you. We're going to be going over to a Zoom room. And if you don't have Zoom, you might want to look into getting Zoom. This is what Zoom looks like. Well, that's the logo. You'll see it there. If you want to be in on a class or a live class or discussion with me in Zoom, then give me a email in a personal message, a private message in the HIL room, either on Facebook or on YouTube. I think I have an email address in the somewhere in there. If you look in my connect with me or something in YouTube, you'll have the email. You can get with me there, or on Facebook. Just send me a personal message and tell me that you want to be in that room, and I'll send you a link. Give me your email address, and I'll send you a link, and that's where we'll be, and that's where we'll hang out, because we're getting ready to come up off the platform in a live fashion all together. Because if I show you a video or something, I want to be able to give it to you without YouTube being able to say you're violating, and then they crash the channel and close it down, and then we're all gone. Over in Zoom, we can do what we want to do. Now, if I upload it later and they take it down, that's okay. You've already saw it. You were already in the room with me when it went down live, right? And then you'll be able to see what I see when I talk about they're messing with the channel again, okay? So if we're in a class and I'm showing you something, and then all of a sudden I post a video and YouTube takes it down, then you know they're censoring. If I put it over on Facebook and you've been in the class, then you already know they're censoring. So we'll be using Zoom, is what I'm saying. Okay. So I wanted to show that to you, and let's see. What else we got here? Oh yeah. That's right. So again, keep our head in the scriptures. That's what we want to do. Keep our head in the scriptures daily. We want to make sure that we keep our head down and our hands up, so we can stay prayerful to the Father. And again, every time that we go through this, we got to know that the federal law allows citizens to reproduce and distribute exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures and materials and videotapes for fair use under certain circumstances. And so that's just where we want to be. I just want to leave it there with that. So family, listen, pray for the Father to teach us to pray. Keep us praying for the kingdom, because the kingdom does need to come. His will does need to be done in heaven and also on earth. Okay, so that's what we need to be praying for. We need to be praying for His kingdom to come. All right. So I'm going to leave you there, family. I'm going to say thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you more than you know. I love you. And stay faithful, stay diligent. We'll see you next time.
Teach us to pray, teach us to pray. Teach us to pray, teach us to pray. Teach us to pray,